Once upon a time, there was a young man named Jack who had big dreams and ambitions. He wanted to achieve great success in life, but he was always procrastinating and wasting time on unimportant things. Jack would spend hours watching TV, playing video games, and scrolling through social media, leaving little time for anything else. One day, Jack's best friend Tom came to visit him. Tom had always been a hard worker and was doing extremely well in his career. Jack admired Tom's dedication and asked him for advice on how to become more productive. Tom told Jack the story of two lumberjacks who were competing in a wood chopping competition. The first lumberjack was strong and experienced, while the second was young and inexperienced. The competition began, and the first lumberjack started chopping wood with great enthusiasm, taking short breaks now and then to catch his breath. On the other hand, the second lumberjack started chopping wood at a slower pace, but he never stopped. He kept chopping wood steadily and without taking any breaks. The first lumberjack laughed at him, thinking that he was wasting his time and would never win the competition. However, as time passed, the first lumberjack started slowing down, taking longer and longer breaks to rest. The second lumberjack, on the other hand, continued chopping wood steadily, never losing his focus or his determination. In the end, the second lumberjack won the competition, leaving the first lumberjack stunned and embarrassed. Tom explained to Jack that the story of the two lumberjacks taught an important lesson about productivity and hard work. He said that it is not always the strongest or most experienced person who succeeds in life, but rather the one who is persistent and disciplined in their efforts. Tom also shared some tips with Jack on how to become more productive and stop wasting time. He advised Jack to set specific goals. Having clear, achievable goals helps to focus our efforts and keep us motivated. Prioritize tasks. It is essential to prioritize tasks based on a level of importance and urgency to avoid wasting time on trivial things. Eliminate distractions. Social media, TV, and video games are major time wasters, so it is crucial to eliminate these distractions and focus on the task at hand. Take breaks. Taking short breaks can help to refresh our minds and prevent burnout. However, it is important to limit these breaks and ensure they don't turn into long periods of unproductive time. Create a routine. Having a daily routine can help to establish good habits and increase productivity. Jack listened carefully to Tom's advice and decided to implement it in his life. He started setting specific goals, prioritizing tasks, and eliminating distractions. He also created a daily routine that included regular breaks to prevent burnout. At first, it was challenging for Jack to break his old habits and focus on his goals. He often found himself getting distracted and wasting time on unimportant things. However, he kept reminding himself of the story of the two lumberjacks and the importance of discipline and persistence. Slowly but surely, Jack began to see the results of his hard work. He started accomplishing his goals, one by one, and his productivity increased significantly. He no longer had to rush to meet deadlines or cram for exams, as he was always ahead of his tasks. One day, Jack's boss called him into his office and offered him a promotion. Jack was overjoyed and grateful for the opportunity. He knew that his hard work and dedication had paid off and that he had achieved his dream of success. In conclusion, the story of the two lumberjacks teaches us an essential lesson about productivity and hard work. Success is not just about being talented or experienced, but rather about being disciplined and persistent in our efforts. We must be willing to put in the hard work and make sacrifices to achieve our goals. It is essential to prioritize our time, eliminate distractions, and stay focused on the task at hand. Jack's story is a perfect example of how these principles can lead to success. By implementing Tom's advice and following a disciplined routine, Jack was able to overcome his procrastination and achieve his dreams. However, it is important to note that this process is not easy. Breaking old habits and establishing new ones can be challenging and requires a lot of effort and self-discipline. It may take time to see results, and there will undoubtedly be setbacks and obstacles along the way. That's why it's essential to stay motivated and keep reminding ourselves of our goals. We should also celebrate small wins along the way to help us stay focused and motivated. In the end, the key to success is not talent or luck, but rather hard work, dedication, and discipline. It's up to us to take control of our time and make the most of every opportunity. With persistence and determination, we can achieve anything we set our minds to.